If you've been following my channel for a while, then obviously, I'm all about SEO. I'm all about expanding your funnel to as big as it can be, ranking for the most queries relevant to your target audience, ready to buy customers, and then getting in front of them. But one of the most important points of this whole process is the actual conversion. Some of the most popular websites I've ever built have actually been very low traffic, and it's all about getting the right revenue per sale. And a big part of that all comes down to conversion. See so many websites in my audits where, yes, there's plenty to do on the SEO side, but actually even with their existing traffic, there's probably a lot better they could do if they're just able to get more of those leads to turn into paying customers. And that means signing up on the front end for whatever their initial inquiry is, and then actually getting the sale closed. And this is especially important for high ticket sales like I like to focus on, where we could be talking hundreds, even thousands of dollars per customer per sign up. And therefore, your website only really needs to be getting a small amount of traffic, but you want that conversion to be there. Now, when it comes to my high ticket sales, one of my favorite ways of doing this has actually been implementing WhatsApp. There's quite a simple reason for this. You've probably found, whether in your own business or signing up for others, where people might sign up, make an initial inquiry with you. You email them back saying, great, here's how I can help you. Let's get started. And then you never hear from them again. And you don't really know what's happened. On one hand, you left it a couple of hours to get back to them, so maybe they've gone elsewhere in the meantime. Don't forget, you really need to get back to your clients within those first 5 minutes to really maximize your chance of conversion while they're in the buying mood. Sometimes they'll have mistyped their email address. Sometimes your email back to them might have gone straight into spam. In the early days of my agency, we had a massive problem where we're trying to deliver consultancy, but we send our emails from our agency platform, which is a different domain name and therefore hasn't been warmed up properly, often goes into spam, especially if you're attaching reports, images, PDFs. So we had a real problem with client communication in our early days. Much of that has been fixed now, but just generally with marketing, even with emails especially, you'll find your open rates are very low. The overall engagement is very poor. You know the feeling. You've made an inquiry, you signed up for a lead magnet, and you're getting emailed probably daily from some of these brands, and you just skip past them because it's just businesses doing business. You don't really care that much. And that's why email rates have actually been diminishing for years in terms of their conversion. But the new way to get around this that barely anyone is actually doing is the power of WhatsApp and SMS. I've seen some incredible sales funnel examples of this lately, from high ticket masterminds, conferences, where you sign up for a ticket, you immediately get an SMS back saying, we're looking forward to welcoming you. Maybe there's an onboarding call, you get an SMS right before the onboarding call so you don't forget. And then even when you're at the event or the conference, they then might get on stage, make you an offer, and they'll WhatsApp you that offer straight away. So this is true next level marketing, where most people just aren't even doing this. They're still relying on email. Those people know they should build a list, but they often don't. And even then, they often don't email their list very often. But that field of competition gets even narrower when you start focusing on WhatsApp. WhatsApp open rates are huge, just on the basis that, you know this, if you get a WhatsApp, it comes up on your lock screen. So if you have signed up for one of these lead magnets before and immediately got a text back, you've already read that text. There is no avoiding it. So I've built that into my agency application, where now anyone who applies for done for you SEO services, we ask for their WhatsApp, and there's an automation there that immediately sends them a thanks for your inquiry. We'll get back to you in 24 hours. Keep an eye on your email inbox. But in the meantime, we're also going to WhatsApp them when there's been an update. So the way we do that is, this is an Elementor form that we've integrated with ActiveCampaign, and then ActiveCampaign integrates with a couple of WhatsApp API providers. One of them is called Spocky. It's a little bit complicated because it is actually an Italian company. ActiveCampaign isn't really the best for user experience. Loads of us complain about it, but overall, it's still a pretty good package. And so when it comes to choosing your WhatsApp provider, you really need to dig down and look at your current CRM and what they integrate with. Yes, you can always use Zapier and connect up a custom configuration, but I'd always try and minimize those steps and just work out, what does my existing CRM directly integrate with? So ActiveCampaign mentioned Spocky. I signed up with Spocky, and that's all fine. So now when we get an inquiry, an immediate response goes out via WhatsApp. So here's a test I sent through using my own number. So they immediately get, hey, first name, thanks for your inquiry. We'll take a look at your website to see if you're a good fit and get back to you in 24 hours with a proposal. Please keep an eye on your inbox for an update. And I've updated this since the test, but we'll actually also ask for a response saying, please let us know you got this, with a pre-filled button where they just click, sounds good. Now that achieves two things. The way the WhatsApp API works is you can only message someone if they message you, or you can use a template. So this is a template, which means it gets pre-approved by WhatsApp. We create the template, submit it for approval, and then that means we can then send a template whenever we like. But if you just want to actually have a chat, then you can't just send a message unless you've already been messaged. So that sounds good response then opens up 24 hours where we can message that client. Plus, by opening that chat window, we only pay for one chat window. You don't pay per message. The API is charged based on 24-hour conversations. So if you're having an existing chat with a customer, it's very open access and it's very cheap. Whereas trying to reach out to a customer who hasn't already contacted you is much more difficult. Now, the other step of this is it's an additional friction point. Loads of marketers will tell you about making your webpage really easy, making your application form seamless, but actually you'll generally find that results in lots of low quality leads, whereas friction can actually help you out. The harder you make it for a client to actually get through and apply to you, then that filters out most of the time wasting prospects and you only get the really interested clients. So by introducing the sounds good step, I can quickly go through all my leads and see which of those have actually read the text and responded. They're the ones who are eager and ready and probably the most likely to actually take action. If I now go to templates, my team will then do that initial audit and proposal. And then we have this template that says, hey, first name, check your email. We've just sent you an update on your application to SEO Jesus. So rather than these leads going cold where we've done the work, we've done that audit, done that proposal, and we just never hear from them again, and we don't even know if that email's been delivered, we can then reach out directly to that phone, especially if they've responded and verified that number is correct.